Alright, I'm going to be reading from Essentials of Strength Training and Conditioning. I'll be page 102. This will be Structural and Architectural Changes, page 102. Resistance training increases myofibular volume, cytoplasmic density, sarcoplasmic reticulum and tubule density, and sodium-potassium ATPase activity. Collectively, these changes accommodate muscle hypertrophy, enhance muscle function, and enable greater expression of strength. Sprint training has been shown to enhance calcium release, which assists in increasing speed and power production. In pennant muscles, resistance training increases the angle of pennation. Cross-sectional studies show that the strength-trained athletes have larger pennation angles in the tricep brachii and vastus lateralis muscles compared to untrained individuals. The increase in pennation angle is augmented by testosterone administration in addition to resistance training. Larger pennation angles can then accommodate greater protein deposition that allows greater or further increases in cross-sectional area. In addition, fascicle length was greater in the strength-trained athletes, and fascicle length of the gastrocnemius, and vastus lateralis has been shown to be greater in sprinters compared to distance runners. Not all studies have shown an increase in fascicle length following resistance training. The combination of resistance sprint and jump training has been shown to increase rectus femoris fascicle length, and sprint and jump training have been shown to increase vastus lateralis fascicle length. These architectural changes affect the manner in which force is transmitted to tendons and bone. Other muscular adaptations. Heavy resistance training reduces mitochondrial density in the trained muscles, a change that is attributable to increases in muscle size. Although the number of mitochondria may remain constant or increase, mitochondrial density is expressed relative to muscle area. Consequently, the density of mitochondria decreases with muscle hypertrophy. Muscle hypertrophy also results in decreased capillary density by similar mechanisms, although the number of capillaries per fiber may increase. However, decreases in mitochondria and capillary densities do not necessarily reduce the ability to perform aerobic exercise. Powerlifters and Olympic weightlifters show significantly lower capillary densities than control subjects, whereas bodybuilders have capillary densities similar to those of non-athletes. Bodybuilding workouts produce high blood lactate concentrations. Having more capillary per fibers may assist in clearance of metabolites from exercising muscle. Several mechanisms can increase the buffering capacity of skeletal muscle, that is, increase its acid-base balance during exercise. Anaerobic exercise results in a substantial reduction in muscle and blood pH. In response to consistent changes in pH via training, buffering capacity can improve. Increasing buffering capacity allows the athlete to tolerate higher concentrations of lactic acid, resulting in delayed fatigue and greater muscular endurance. Interval training, sprint cycling, has been shown to increase buffering capacity significantly by 16% to 38%. The interval training program needs to be performed at a high enough intensity above the lactate threshold. Athletes competing in anaerobic team sports have been shown to have higher buffering capacity than endurance athletes and untrained controlled subjects. Thus, improving buffering capacity in blood and within skeletal muscles is essential to anaerobic training design to enhance high-intensity muscular endurance. Muscle substrate content and enzyme activity may change in response to anaerobic training. Heavy resistance training increases energy substrate levels and their availability in muscle. Repeated bouts of intermittent high-intensity concentrations that reduce adenosine triphosphate, ATP, and creatine phosphate concentrations can increase the storage capacity of these high-energy compounds via a supercomposition effect. Supercompensation. McDougall and colleagues reported a 28% increase in resting creatine phosphate and an 18% increase in ATP concentrations following 5 months of resistance training, 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps and 2-minute rest periods. Increases in glycogen content of up to 112% have been shown following 5 months of resistance training. And it appears that bodybuilding style programs stressing anaerobic glycolysis may be a potent stimulus for glycogen content enhancement. Cool. So that was structural and architectural changes, and then other muscular adaptations, and finishing here on page 103. That was a good one. All right, see ya.